Hello, and we're back for more evaluative shenanigans in the world of online film criticism. And here's an email I got from Robert Kinsell, Chief Business Officer at YouTube, who says, Dear Pete, obviously many congrats on getting 3,400 odd subscribers. But as I have said to you many times in the past, including that time when you came to my office without an appointment, you don't get the complimentary bottle of Rosé Prosecco until you reach 3,500 subscribers, and BTW, apparently that means by the way, our research shows your vlog's average view duration finishes well before your usual pathetic plea for subscribers, so you might want to start with that. Well, that's a little bit impertinent of you, Robert, but okay, if you care about top quality user-generated video content, if you care about good things happening to good people, if you care about me getting my complimentary bottle of Rosé Prosecco, please subscribe to this YouTube channel and leave a comment to say that you've subscribed. This week we're kicking off with the spangliest, sparkliest film imaginable. It's the latest Baz Luhrmann extravaganza, Elvis, starring Austin Butler as the king himself and Tom Hanks with a fat suit and a weirdo European accent as Elvis's creepy, manipulative manager, Colonel Tom Parker.
Our country itself is sick, that it's lost its sense of direction, even its common decency.
You don't so much as wiggle a finger.
Now, when critics begin their reviews by saying, I really wanted to like this, what they mean is they didn't want to like it, and now they're scared their prejudice is going to look all too obvious. But I have to say that I did want to like this, at least partly because I've been rude about almost all Baz Luhrmann's recent films, and it would be nice to make a bit of a change. And it seemed to me, also going in, that the jukebox-style musical might suit his style a bit more than, say, The Great Gatsby. But something about this film defeated me, although I do think it will be a commercial success. And just as Alan Partridge said that his favourite Beatles album was the best of the Beatles, so Baz Luhrmann has created a film around what he imagines to be the best of Elvis Presley. Although somehow it could be about almost anybody at all. It's not so much a film as a 159-minute trailer for a film called Elvis. Austin Butler gives a decent enough performance as the pelvis-swivelling, youth-deranging king himself, but the film rather wastes the human toad performance from Tom Hanks as Parker, in fact, hardly more than a returning cameo. And although a bit hammy and strangely accented, Hanks's presence does create something close to drama, close to good and evil, of which the film is otherwise completely unaware. A film which made these two figures co-stars, co-equals, would have been far more interesting than the straightforward Luhrmann-Lloyd Webber approach. We get the basics of Elvis's career and one or two interesting touches. A hint, for example, that Elvis might have sexually captivated young men as well as young women. But otherwise it sticks to the defanged version of the script. There is, for example, no such thing as fat Elvis in this film. He gets sweaty, but stays reasonably svelte until almost the very end. But there are no yucky burger binges or adult diapers, and Luhrmann is at all times concerned to rescue Elvis from irony and failure and suffering. And how about Elvis's political views? How about his legendary unscheduled visit to the White House in 1970, when he was cordially received by Richard Nixon, who listened sympathetically to Elvis's view that something needed to be done about the country's unwholesome infatuation with lefties like the Beatles? Well, that extraordinary chapter in his life, which actually formed the basis of an entire film, Lisa Johnson's Elvis and Nixon, with Michael Shannon and Kevin Spacey, is simply missed out of this one. It didn't happen because, I suspect, it didn't gel with the retrofitted liberal sensitivities with which this film endows Elvis, who is always breaking off what he's doing to look stunned at the TV when news breaks about the assassinations of Martin Luther King and Robert Kennedy. Well, maybe he was upset, but the realities of his actual Republican views are avoided. This film seems to me another exercise in impersonation, its upper lip twitching to no purpose. Scott Derrickson's film The Black Phone is out this week. Quite a nifty horror thriller set in the double-denim Partridge Family American world of the 1970s, all about a serial killer nicknamed by the press The Grabber, who abducts teenage boys, and who is played in his first real bad guy role by Ethan Hawke.
One of our students, Finney Blake, was abducted.
What if I could help the police find Finney?
Doesn't work. Not since I was a kid.
I'll scream. I'll scratch your face.
This face?
This is a supernatural shocker that amounts to a queasy, nasty, but perfectly serviceable horror homage to Stephen King. It is in fact based on a 2004 short story by King's son, Joe Hill. The child acting in this film is very good. Mason Thames plays Finney, a shy kid who becomes the latest of the grabber's victims, kept in a creepy old basement with a strange disconnected black dial-a-phone on the wall, which, when the grabber is away, eerily rings and the ghosts of the grabber's dead victims are on the line. Moreover, Finney's smart kid sister Gwen, a very good performance from Madeleine McGraw, has her late mother's gift of second sight, and the local police are starting to take her dreams very seriously indeed. This is a rather watchable, scary movie which achieves a reasonable altitude with its jump scares, and whose suspense thriller dimension keeps it engaging on a human level. There is, I have to say, a kind of second act plot problem in that, once imprisoned, Finney does seem to be able to get away with an enormous amount of escape preparation, entirely undetected. But there's lots about this that's very unnerving, not least the creepy new evil career turn from Ethan Hawke. That is very much it. Like I said, subscribe, because that's the way to prove your commitment to decent values. And also, please, buy my book, The Films That Made Me, a collection of my essays and reviews from The Guardian. Until next time.